Happy Friday, everybody. This is the Acquired Taste Podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez. This show is produced by Joe Garcia. It's a big day. It's a big show because Victor Wembanyama is making his debut in Spurs Summer League today in Las Vegas. Screw Britney Spears. I don't care about her. Okay, I kind of do. Okay, we're going to talk about Britney and all that's going down over there. Lots to talk about today. Is Twitter sinking like the Titanic right now? That's going to be the pop culture conversation that we're going to have about 12:40. Special guest today. We got Ricardo Fernandez in the house. You know him. You love him. You hate him as Spurnandez on Twitter, part of Spurs Twitter. He'll join us in about 15 minutes. Why is he going to join us? It's because he's a big, diehard Spurs fan who happens to be in Las Vegas right now over at the Thomas and Mack Center where the Spurs are playing today. He's already there. He's going to give us the vibe of what's going on in Vegas, the Vegas Strip, as Wemby takes over Sin City. Joe Garcia producing today's show. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, what's up, man? It's going to be a great day today. You know, we have the debut of the San Antonio Spurs overall #1 pick in the NBA draft, Victor Wembanyama. So you know what? Who cares about Britney?
Our generational talents, our savior, Victor Wembanyama. Future Hall of Famer, future Rookie of the Year, future All-Star. We all have to believe that, right? We all hoped for this. We all prayed for this to happen. Spurs with a 14% chance of landing Victor Wembanyama in the draft this year. It hit. Brian Wright looks like a genius now because of all the draft capital that we have going on for the next 5 or 6 years. A lot's going on when it comes to the Spurs. It's a great day to be a Spurs fan. And Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and I were talking about this on his podcast, Locked On Spurs. Please subscribe to the Locked On Spurs podcast. He's on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. We were talking about the fact that Draymond Green considers Wemby to be set up for failure because it doesn't matter what he does tonight. If Wemby goes out there, wets the bed, shoots 4 for 12, 4 for 14, people are going to be like, you see, might be overrated. He goes out there, balls out, 30 points, 15 rebounds, highlight dunks. They're going to be people out there who are going to say, yeah, but he's playing a lot of G League talent. What is he going to do in the NBA, right? So it's a no-win situation when it comes to Victor Wembanyama. But we have to understand the haters are going to hate for a reason. Why are they going to hate? It's because they wish they had Wemby. They wish they had our guy. We're already seeing the hate right now from Rockets fans who are coming out and saying that he's not as good as advertised. And then Lakers fans out there saying, well, you know he's going to be a Laker in 5 years. Well, you know what? Tim Duncan was never a Laker. David Robinson was never a Laker. So I don't want to hear that crap when it comes to these other teams. Let's enjoy the fact that he's in the silver and black for at least 4 seasons, if not longer. Let's enjoy the fact that he has Tim Duncan and David Robinson as his mentors here in San Antonio, along with Tony Parker, Monty Ginobili, and the GOAT, Greg Popovich. I'm excited about what's going on, and the ratings for tonight's game on ESPN gonna be through the roof because this is a sold-out game, a summer league game that is sold out. Tickets going for over $1,500 to go watch this game, and this is a summer league game. If you wanted to watch games yesterday there in Vegas, you could have forked over a 20 and gotten in the building. Here you need to fork over at least $250 for the cheap seats, $1,500 if you want to be down low. We're going to have Ricardo Fernandez, Spurnandez, the real Spurnandez, on our show in about 10 minutes or so. But we need to get in and put to bed the story that is Victor Wembanyama and Britney Spears. By the way, if you want to leave a comment, we're live on Twitter, live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Comments, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and accept the blame. Everybody blamed me over the past couple of days for what happened in Las Vegas. Me, I'm like 1,000 miles away. I'm 2 time zones away, but people are like, Jimenez, you put the bad juju out there. You talked about Wemby and Britney Spears 2 days ago. And that was like the 2 focal points of your show. And what happened? That night, police get involved. That night, there's an incident that went down at the Aria Casino. Going into a restaurant, apparently, I described it as Britney Spears fangirling, went up to Victor Wembanyama and wanted to get a photo with him, and then all hell broke loose because Spurs security got in the way, and a member of the Spurs security staff was accused of assaulting Britney Spears. It got so bad that Britney went and asked for the police to investigate this. And we have breaking news today when it comes to all of this. Burying the lead. The breaking news is that TMZ reported just 30 minutes ago that the Spurs security staff member, will not face charges. According to TMZ sources, Las Vegas police told TMZ that no charges will be filed against Wemby or the members of the security team. No charges. So Britney Spears, too bad, so sad. Too bad, so sad. Not going to happen, Britney. Why? It's Wemby, bitch. That's why.
Yeah, I get you. I bet that song now, Hit Me Baby One More Time, has new meaning.
It does. It does. It's absolutely ridiculous what went down over there. But let's go ahead and hear from Victor Wembanyama, because here's the thing. What happened last night was Victor Wembanyama spoke to reporters. Did Britney Spears speak to reporters? No. Did she release a video on Instagram or on TikTok or on Facebook? No. She released a statement. But Wemby manned up and actually spoke to reporters about this incident. Goes on to say he didn't even know what the heck was going on. But let's go ahead and hear from Victor Wembanyama. And before we do that, thank Ken's 5 for this sound.
Yeah, Nate Ryan
at Ken's 5 did a fantastic job getting this sound from Victor Wembanyama. This was on Twitter.
So what happened last night is I saw the news, obviously, this morning. I woke up to a couple of phone calls, and so yeah, there was something did happen a little bit when I was walking with some security of the team to some restaurant. We were in a hall. There was a lot of people, so people calling me, obviously, and there was one person who was calling me, but we talked before with the security, don't stop because it's gonna make a crowd. So I couldn't stop. So that person was calling me, sir, and that person grabbed me from behind. So I didn't see what happened because I was walking straight and we told don't stop. But that person grabbed me from behind, not on my shoulder. She grabbed me from behind, and so I just know that the security pushed her away. I don't know with how much force though, but security pushed her away, and I didn't stop to look, so I kept walking. And
okay, let's go ahead and stop right there. Let's go ahead and stop it right there.
Yeah.
A lot being said right there by Victor Wembanyama. First of all, he says, I don't even know what the heck just happened. That it wasn't until hours later that he found out that it was Britney Spears who had gone up to him, right? He knew something happened. Victor Wembanyama was talking to reporters saying that he was told, keep moving forward. No matter what you do in Las Vegas, walk with a purpose and move forward, okay? Because if you stop, you're going to be swarmed by people. Keep moving forward. If you get tugged on from behind, someone taps you from behind, keep walking forward. So he was doing what he was told. He was doing what he was told. And then to go off and hear how he described it, saying, no, I wasn't poked from behind. I was grabbed. The word he used was, I was grabbed.
She put hands on him.
Exactly. Tugging on him, right? And it's one of those things. Who do you believe? Do you believe 19-year-old Victor Wembanyama, who experienced this himself, right? Or do you believe a kind of a whacked out 41-year-old Britney Spears? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I said this yesterday. Why didn't Britney's security detail go up to Wemby's security detail to make this photo possible, to make this arrangement, a warm transfer, if you will? But no, didn't happen that way. And you know, there's photos right now on TMZ.
Yeah, we got Spurnandez, by the way.
Ready? I'll get to him in 2 minutes. We got video or photos rather of Britney Spears, if we can show that right now.
On TMZ.
On TMZ, she is out there looking disheveled, looking upset at the restaurant moments after the incident happened, and you know, she's looking pissed off. She's looking upset about something that happened. And I don't want to be insensitive about this, but my question is this. You know, Britney Spears came out and became a star at age 18, 19 years old. Would she have been okay with a guy going up to her that was 41 years old, tapping her on the back or on the shoulder or grabbing at her to try to get a photo when she was 19? Would she want that at age 41? The answer is no. So this is the double standard when it comes to guys, when it comes to this, because I'm very sensitive about it. I'm a girl dad, and I take a lot of girl dad positions when it comes to women because I have daughters and I'm not a jerk. I have a wife that I love, and I don't want anybody grabbing at her either. But for her to have the audacity to go and do that is wrong. She had people around her who could have facilitated this photograph. She could have had this happen in a matter of seconds, but she took it upon herself because that is what entitled people do. And she released a statement. And the more that I read this statement, by the way, I'll read it to you right now. I realize she didn't write this. Like, I've seen interviews of Britney Spears. No way in the world she wrote any of this crap, but let's go ahead and see what was released from the Britney Spears camp. It says, quote, "Traumatic experiences are not new to me, and I've had my fair share of them. I was not prepared for what happened to me last night. I recognized an athlete in my hotel lobby as I was heading to dinner. I later went to the restaurant at a different hotel and saw him again. I decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention. I am aware of the player's statement where he mentions, quote, I grabbed him from behind, but I simply tapped him on the shoulder. His security then backhanded me in the face without looking back in front of a crowd, nearly knocking me down and causing my glasses to fall off my face. I get swarmed by people all the time. In fact, that night, I was swarmed by a group of at least 20 fans. My security team didn't hit any of them. This story is super embarrassing to share with the world, but it's out there already. However, I think it's important to share the story and to urge people in the public eye to set an example and treat people with respect. Physical violence is happening too much in this world, often behind closed doors. I stand with all the victims, and my heart goes out to all of you. I have yet to get an apology from the player, his security, or their organization. I hope they will. I cherish this tremendous amount of love and support I'm receiving at the moment. Thank you to the Las Vegas Police Department and the detectives for their support," end quote. She did not write that. I would bet money that Britney Spears did not write any of that crap.
That was her publicist or somebody.
It was a publicist, someone in the PR team, a manager, an agent, someone else wrote that because that is not how she speaks.
She's not coherent enough to write that, man. Come on.
Well, there was one typo. So maybe, right? There was one typo.
And you had that other thing, that other rumor going around that she was talking to him in a British accent.
Yes. And you know what? It's so funny because I would still like to see this whole media circus, the surveillance video to come out. I hope it does.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that I believe 19-year-old Victor Wembanyama more than 41-year-old Britney Spears, not because I'm a Spurs fan, but because I think she's whacked out of her mind.
Yeah.
And I think she's entitled.
Yeah.
And we saw that photo yesterday with Ed O'Neill from Modern Family. And,
oh, yeah. That's a good picture.
And from Married with Children. And he was like, I have no idea who this woman is. This is what she does. She tries to get photos with celebrities. She's a celebrity herself. She should know better.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in the world. Can you imagine if it was the opposite? If Victor Wembanyama saw Britney Spears and ran over to her and started touching her from behind, do you think he would have gotten away with that? No.
You know who knows proper etiquette about all this? Spurnandez, because he takes a lot of pictures with celebrities.
He does, and we're going to go ahead and go to him right now. Ricardo Fernandez, 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. Thanks for joining us today.
Hoorah.
Very nice.
That's a good segue.
The
That's a very good
infamous
segue.
Fernandez.
The infamous, the man, the myth, the legend. Good
That's
segue.
right.
2 shots.
What's up, brother?
So we're going to you right now because you are a big-time Spurs fan. We see you as a member of Spurs Twitter. We either love you or hate you or somewhere in between, right? But the fact of the matter is that you made your way to Sacramento to go watch the Summer League games. Now you are in Vegas. Wemby is in the house. Wemby is going to play tonight. I got to ask you this question. What is the vibe like right now at the Thomas and Mack? What is the vibe like over there with all the basketball fans who are so amped up for tonight's game?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. If you could just see behind me, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of folks out here already, and it is 10 o'clock. My man up here was here asleep at about 6 this morning, and I got here about 7. I'm telling you, these folks have been out here since 5, 6 in the morning, and they're ready, man. They're ready for that Wemby effect.
Are they Spurs fans?
You know what? There's Spurs fans. They're just basketball fans. They're knowledgeable too.
Nice.
And yeah, there's a handful of Spurs fans, but there's just a bunch of basketball fans, period, right? Point blank and period. As a matter of fact, we just saw them on the bus, right? I literally just saw them leave the practice facility. Saw Victor Wembanyama. He signed for a couple of folks. He was very gracious. Julian Champagne, you stand by for the picture that I got with Julian Champagne. I didn't want to swarm Wemby yet. I don't want to swarm Wemby yet. I'm playing the long game. I'm playing the long game. All right.
You don't want to get those hands. You don't want to get those hands on you.
No. I'll tell you what. I will say this, and I'm not going to quote him, but I did talk to Dwayne Smith, and all is good.
All is good.
I'll leave it at that. All is good. I'll leave it at that.
The breaking news today that the Spurs security member, you named him right there, is not going to face any charges according to TMZ. We got Ricardo Fernandez, Spurnandez, the real Spurnandez, if you follow him on Twitter, right now on FaceTiming us from Las Vegas, the Thomas and Mack Center. You know, the Spurs don't take the court for about another 8 hours or so, and there's already a line of people out there. It's super exciting because, you know, I've been saying this for the longest time. We do not understand the celebrity that's coming to San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama. I kind of feel that he's in a no-win situation. If he does well tonight, it's going to be like, he's taking on G League talent. If he doesn't do well, it's going to be, he's not as good as advertised. What do you hope to see tonight as a Spurs fan out there? Like, what is a good night for you for Wemby?
You know what? Wemby getting out there, staying healthy, obviously, and just showing us his unearthly talents. You know, I know. Hey, look, the kid has a lot of pressure on him, but he's poised. He's mature. He looks like he not only wants it, but he thrives on it. You know, him going out there, doing his thing, scoring, you know, the ball, playing some defense, just kind of meshing with, you know, our other guys, Malachi, Blake, you know, Julian. I think that's going to be a good thing, man, just to get him out there meshing with our folks and have all the energy and all the Spurs fans and all the Wemby fans in general just behind him.
I just want to see one play that just drops our jaw. Just
man, the throw the ball off the backboard and then dunk it. You know what I mean? The alien it has landed, right?
Yeah, I just want to see one taste, one taste, a killer crossover,
right? And then sit him down.
Put somebody on skates. That's what I want to see. Talking to Ricardo Fernandez, the real Spurnandez, right now. He's live right now in Las Vegas, getting ready for the Spurs Summer League game. It's going to be live on ESPN today. It's a big ticket over there in Las Vegas. I saw the cheap seats on StubHub going for about $225 when you include the fees.
Absolutely.
The nice seats, the good seats, going for $1,500 to $2,000. I hate to ask, how much did you pay for your tickets?
Hey, it's not polite to ask. You know?
Your age.
That means you got them free.
Hey, you know what, man? No, you know what? I'm blessed. I got my seats. I got for NBA Con tomorrow. I will be there also. Victor Wembanyama is scheduled to be at the NBA Con at the Mandalay Bay. I'll be there tomorrow. And I'll also be here on Sunday for the game versus Scoot and the Trailblazers. But
I know you
I'm
didn't
blessed,
buy your
man.
seats through Vivid Seats, though.
Hey, you know what? Vivid actually rectified that. I got to give props to Vivid because after that debacle in Sacramento, they did rectify the situation. I will say that they refunded me totally and gave me some store credit. So I appreciate Vivid because that was a debacle. You know, from floor seats to trying to give me nosebleeds. Yeah, that wasn't it.
Now, one thing that you're known for when it comes to being a Spurs fan is you seem to always get the selfie. You seem to always get on TV. Is it the scarf? What is it that gets you on TV so often at these Spurs games? What advice can you give Spurs fans who want to be just like you when it comes to that?
Well, I'll tell you what, like I tell my sons, don't be like me, be better than me. But listen, you got to be aggressive, right? That's the first and foremost. I've never seen a camera that I don't love. So that's the first thing. And you know, the thing is you got to have that head on a swivel. I think I'm frozen. I don't know if you can see me or not, but
no, you're good.
You got to have your head on a swivel. You got to be aggressive. Again, I'm a Marine, so I'm used to being on patrol and having a head on a swivel, looking around, seeing who's around. When I see that camera, when I see that red light flashing, I know that's a jumbotron. I know it's going down, right? So I usually nudge Steph, like, get your phone ready, right? She's a good sport, right? Because she's my vision, right? She always you know, shows Twitter, my life through her vision, right? So I appreciate her. But yeah, man, it's just again, man. But again, just like on the subject of the whole Britney Spears thing, you can't be overly aggressive. Like I said, I literally was just a couple of feet away from Victor Wembanyama right now. I didn't want to bum rush him. Everybody, he was signing. There's a balance, right? There's a healthy balance. You got to be aggressive, but you also got to kind of try to make eye contact, right? And let them know, like, hey, like, I'm not trying to bum rush you. I'm not trying to like hurt you. Like, I'm just a fan, man, you know? And 9 times out of 10, they can see the genuine fan out of you. They really can. As cheesy as that might sound, I don't know. But that's really what it is, man.
We're talking to Ricardo Fernandez, United States Marine Corps. He's from San Diego, California, from San Antonio originally, right? J High School, right? So
absolutely. John J. Marbach. Exactly. Yeah. Exit 7.
That's
Photo
right.
Exit 7.
Exit 7. Okay. I'm in
Exit
the
7
area, man. I'm Holmes High School. Just 3 exits over.
Backyard bowl. Little J and Holmes.
But he's out there in Las Vegas for tonight's game. Again, the Spurs take on the Hornets tonight. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off. It's going to be a great game. We have people who are already making comments on to us. Again, if we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitter. But if you subscribe to us on YouTube, we can read your comments in real time. Mario Cavazos, though, going a little bit off the deep end, saying that he's expecting from Wemby total dominance, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 blocks. No mas, just that. Tim Gonzalez,
listen, shoot for the stars.
Tim Gonzalez says, I agree with Mike Jimenez. Can't wait to see a Wemby big play. That's it right there, man. That is it. You just want to see a taste. And you know it's going to happen before the game starts. He's going to do something in pregame. He's going to do a between the legs dunk, just something that he's done a million times before. But I will say this, though. He has played in Vegas before, if I'm not mistaken, against G League Ignite last year.
He did.
He called out for more than 30 points on 2 consecutive games.
He did. I was there. You can look through my Twitter at Real Spurnandez, right? You can see that. I was there, man. I saw him play against Scoop. It was amazing. It was his first time playing here in the States. And yeah, it was the Mets 92 team against the G League Ignite and a Scoop ball too. So I ain't gonna lie, Scoop ball too. But yeah, Wemby was out of this world, man. Wemby was out of this world.
Well, let's talk about other Spurs. Julian Champagnie, by the way, has just been the second coming of, I don't know, who is Julian Champagnie playing like these days? I mean, he's shooting like Ray Allen back there. I don't want to make any Ray Allen comments, but he's just knocking it down. He's Reggie Miller out there. He's Larry Bird out there. He's every good 3-point shooter that you've ever seen because he has just been going insane. And Malachi Branham, my son, Malachi Branham. I have 2 sons on the Spurs team, Malachi Branham, Devin Vassell. I'll never say anything bad about either of those 2 guys. But my goodness, he looked so great in the last Summer League game against the Lakers.
That's Brand Paney, man. That's Brand Paney. That's trademark right there. That's the duo. That's the tag team. Brand Paney. And you know what I'm saying? Like they're doing it, man. They take a big leap this year, man. And that's what we need for them. You know, I know. Thank you, Big Dog. I know everybody was talking about, who are we gonna get from the outside to make this team better? And I'm not delusional. I got it. I know there's some amazing free agents out there. I get all that. But hey, man, look, Brian Wright, Pop, they're looking at, how is Wemby gonna do with this squad fully healthy and our young guys stepping up? You know, like Julian and Blake and Malachi, like. You know, we'll see. You know, we'll see what it looks like. But yeah, they're. I know it's just Summer League and nobody wants to get overly, wild with it. But man, they're doing what you expect, right? They are showing that at this level of the Summer League level, they're head and shoulders above them. You know what I mean? They as they should, right? They should be out there scoring 30, 20, dominating. Just like when we send our guys down to Austin and play in the G League, they should be dominating 30, 40, right? Like, again, those guys are ballers. Don't get me wrong. They're tough players, but they should, the NBA level is different, right? So Branham, Julian, they're showing that they are a different level than most of those other G League and Summer League players.
I think there's 2 things at work here. I think one is that they're better because they're a year older and they have a year more experience, right? But the other part of it is the excitement of knowing that Victor Wembanyama is there, that they have
absolutely
the centerpiece is there, because without that centerpiece, we're looking at a 25-30 win team all over again. That just is what it is. But you add the centerpiece there, it becomes a bigger deal. I have the Spurs right now. People look at me kind of strange, and I put my money where my mouth is when it comes to this. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and I placed a bet on DraftKings, and I posted that bet on Twitter at MJ Acquired Taste, showing that I'm betting along with Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs We're betting that the Spurs are going to win more than 40 games this year. Personally, I think they're going to win 46. If you had to give an over-under for you, do you think the Spurs are going to have a winning season this year?
Oh,
are you still there, Ricardo?
I'm here. I'm here. My bad. I was getting some shoddy signal.
Okay,
I missed the last question.
So the last question I asked was, I said that Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and we actually bet on the Spurs on the DraftKings Sportsbook. We put a couple $100 down, right? We bet that the Spurs were going to win 40 or more games this year. Personally, I think that the Spurs are going to win 46. If you had to pinpoint a number and say, right now, I think this is where they're headed, how many wins do you think the Spurs are going to have this year?
Man, let me tell you, this pains me a little bit, but man, I'm gonna have to agree with you. You know, that don't happen very often. You know what I mean? The alien is doing a lot of things for San Antonio because I have to agree with Mike Jimenez. Like, what's going on here?
I know we agree about Britney.
Yeah,
too,
no,
apparently.
we do agree about it. No, hey, all seriousness. No, I think you're on point. 44 to 46. I don't think that's overzealous in thinking. Like you said, not only Wemby coming and play, like all those other players, it's just gonna make things so much easier for the shooters, right?
Yeah.
So much pressure off, Keldon and Devin. Like we've seen them having to be, and again, no disrespect to Keldon and Devin, they're my guys, but having them to be, the main guy, or having them to be the second guy, man, can you imagine? It's like, you got like a former head coach who now becomes an assistant. Hey, he may not have been the best head coach, but I'll tell you what, he's a really good assistant because he used to run the head coaching duties, right? And in coordinators, right? Even in football, right? You see the former head coaches that, hey, they might not have panned out as head coaches, but they are damn good coordinators, right? Same concept, right? These guys, hey, I'm not saying that they're the main focal all-star, superstar, right? But you pair them with somebody like Wemby, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised when you're a second and third guy who has the potential to be a number one guy down the road, right? But you put him with the number one guy right now, man, I think you guys are on point when you're talking about.
Let me bring up a quick topic right here, and this is what happened when the Spurs typically pick the number one overall pick in the NBA draft. 88-89, they won 21 games. That's when they went ahead and fate struck them again, and they got David Robinson, number one overall pick. 89-90 season, 35 plus wins that they added to the 21 for a grand total of 56 wins with David Robinson's debut.
Yeah, plus 35.
Plus 35, not bad. Tim Duncan, 96-97, right before they drafted him. 20 wins. After he made his debut with the Spurs, 97-98, 36 plus wins for a grand total of 56 wins.
Now, I will say this about the Spurs, and I said this the entire time. They were not a 22-win team last year. They were a 32-win team that decided to tank, right? They followed my plan right there to say, let's tank this season. That's what they did last year.
They heard you. They heard you, man. They heard you. They heard you.
Team tank, team play in. They went team tank. That's what they did. So I think that I don't know if they're going to get to 50 wins because those other teams had veterans out there, man. They had other pieces. You had David Robinson. You had some Sean Elliott. You had some veterans out there. The Spurs don't have that luxury. And then also the fact that Wemby's 19 compared to a 22-year-old Tim Duncan, compared to a David Robinson who went through the Naval Academy and his 2-year commitment. It's a little bit different. He's a younger guy. But I'll say this about Wemby. He has played professional ball since the age of 15 or 16 in France. He is better prepared than what we think.
Yeah.
He is better prepared than what we think. And I think that this team is going to be a lot better. And I think the motivation factor, oh my God, we got Wemby. We need to play better because he's going to make us better. And it's one of those things where rising tide, raises all the ships. And that's the thing, because I think he's going to make Malachi Brett better. He's going to make Trey Jones better. He is going to make, and you and I, Spurnandez, got into some beef in the past about Jeremy Sohan. The biggest benefactor, the biggest one who's gonna profit the most, benefit the most off of Victor Wembanyama's presence is Jeremy Sohan, because Sohan can focus on what Sohan does right, what he does well already. They're not going to try to transform him into a Kawhi Leonard. He can just do what he does well, focus on that, stay in his lane. He's going to have a huge year this year, not because he raised it up a level, but because he's playing with better
That's
talent.
good shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely.
But we're talking.
Absolutely agree.
So that is Ricardo Fernandez. Any final thoughts? By the way, before we let you go, read you off some comments that people are saying. There was one that's up there a few minutes ago about his gear that he's wearing. There you go. Angel reaches out and says, Exit 7, sporting that Mets jersey nicely.
That's my boy, actually. He went to high school with Angel Gutierrez.
Oh, really?
He's a little Exit 7, brother.
Oh, you got the more
undershirt.
Nice.
You got that exit. Let's look at the undershirt, right? That undershirt ever present exit.
Gotta represent
right there. You know what I'm saying?
Matt,
you know what? I'll tell you what.
Matt Lammer reaching out saying, don't put that Ray Allen evil on Julian. Hey, man, that's a compliment, man. That is a compliment. Ray Allen, one of the best three-point shooters around. Probably not the best name to say for Spurs fans. But you know what? I respect Ray Allen because without that shot, 2014 wouldn't have happened. 2014 is my favorite of the 5 NBA titles. That's what I've got to say when it comes to that. But, man, goodness. Ricardo Fernandez, Spurnandez is going to be out there in Las Vegas. Looks like we just dropped him right there, but hope you have a great time out there. Enjoy the game. We're looking forward to seeing all your tweets later on tonight.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
He is super fan. Any last thoughts?
There you go. I'm sorry, bro. Yep, I'm back.
Any last thoughts about tonight?
I will say this. You were talking about the comments earlier. The other day, somebody was like, he's the worst. I was hoping that comment would come back again, but it didn't. No, man. Hey, listen, I just thank you for having me on. I really appreciate you, both of y'all. Hey, listen, man, we all have our own things. Spurs Twitter, team this, team that. I hate you. I know about your past. Listen, man, we're all familia. We're all here, man. It's all about being good people, bro. That's what it boils down to, man. Like I said, I've been blessed. I got my 3 sons out here with me, Jacob, Ethan, and Ricardo. Got a couple other homies out here. For Steph, she's in the back in San Antonio. She has some stuff. She couldn't make it. She's got volleyball stuff and mom stuff, right? But, she's always by my side, man. And again, I appreciate you guys. Hey, that Marbach, Exit 7, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that took me from, there to San Diego to Spain, Italy, Greece, Dubai, all over, right? Thanks to the Marine Corps. So I've been blessed. I've been extremely blessed.
Oh, by the way, before we let you go, Bovada has 12-1 odds that Britney Spears will be in attendance tonight. Should we bet yes or no?
Hey, bro, I'm looking, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm on the lookout. I
you take a picture with Britney.
I'm on the lookout, and I'm gonna listen for a British accent. Yeah, apparently she doesn't mind. Apparently she don't mind if somebody comes up and grabs her from behind in the wings. So right? Apparently that's okay. So listen,
it's fair play.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, baby, hit me one more time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Very nice. Ricardo Fernandez, thank you for your service to the United States Marines. Super fan.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
People say Spurs Jesus is the super fan. No.
That guy, man.
I'll nominate Spurnandez for that. Thank you so much. You can follow him at Real Spurnandez on Twitter.
It, bro.
Have fun tonight, man. Be safe.
Man.
Be
See
safe
you, brother.
out there.
Thanks, brother. Take care. Yeah, be safe.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs on Twitter, Jeff G Spurs Zone. Because, man, I'm looking at all the things that he's written today. This is daily content when it comes to your San Antonio Spurs. You have the podcast, right? The Locked On Spurs podcast. I'm on there from time to time. Joe Garcia is on from time to time. We have a lot of people who that we know that are on this podcast talking to Jeff about the team, about Wemby, the future of the team, the direction of the team, Pop, and all of that. Again, subscribe to the Locked On Spurs podcast. I listen on Spotify, but wherever you get your podcast, just make sure that you follow Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, and then follow him on Twitter as well, at Jeff G Spurs Zone, because I'm looking at some of the stories that he has dropped in the last few hours. Some good stuff here, man. Not only talking about the fact that it's Wemby's debut tonight in Las Vegas, 8 p.m. on ESPN. Huge ratings tonight. I'm anticipating tonight. But he has an article about the debut of Victor Wembanyama. Also talking about the fact that those who are looking for his basketball card, his rookie basketball card, to beware of potential scammers out there. So that's a great article on KENS5.com by Jeff Garcia. Lots going on when it comes to Victor Wembanyama. And also they've been talking about the trade that the Spurs had earlier this week, the 3-team trade. Spurs getting the 2030 first-round draft swap with the Dallas Mavericks. 2030, 7 years from now. But again, more content from Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. Again, follow his podcast, follow him on Twitter, and also follow him on YouTube as well, because Locked On Spurs, you can visually see what's going on. It's not only just a podcast, but just like this show, there's a visual component to it as well. Also, a big shout out as well to our sponsor, Cynthia J. Sanchez of J. Parr Real Estate. She's been in business for 16 years. Cynthia J. Sanchez is actually my personal real estate agent. She's my realtor, not lying. She has bought me a house before, or showed me the house that I bought. And we bought that house about 5 or 6 years ago, bought it for $306. She says, Michael, you're walking into equity when it comes to this. And that house is now valued at nearly $500,000 just 5 or 6 years later. She knew what was up. She got me and my wife our home. She has a special offer. So for those of you who are in the market for a house, whether it's a pre-owned home or a brand new home, whatever the case may be, if you buy through her, she will actually purchase a 1-year warranty on the home up to a $600 value that protects your home if the water heater, dishwasher, air conditioner, or any other mechanical appliance breaks down due to wear and tear. The warranty covers so much more. But again, you have to buy that house through Cynthia J. Sanchez of J. Parr Real Estate. She does a fantastic job. Her number's on the screen there, 210-273-0748, 210-273-0748. In fact, this morning, Joe, one of my friends from Facebook, I noticed earlier today, she was talking about wanting to buy a house. Her name is Charlie. She was like, hey, I'm trying to buy a house, but I'm afraid to because the interest rates are out of the world right now. They're crazy right now, 7-8% to buy a house. And I reminded her, Cynthia Sanchez knows of the home builders who not only pay for the closing costs, but also can get you a locked-in rate or start you off somewhere around 4 or 5% because they're doing in-house lending. So again, Cynthia J. Sanchez, J. Parr Real Estate. Lots of comments coming in here to the show. Again, this is called The Acquired Taste. We do sports, pop culture, nostalgia here. The show is going from about 12 to about 1:15 or so. But the goal is to expand this. And I had a conversation today with a like-minded person who is wanting to talk more about, I'm not going to say yet who that person is, but it's somebody that is part of the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame, and was saying, hey, I like what you and Joe are doing, that you are on the right path when it comes to this. And I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to us on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, 50% of our traffic comes from Twitter. We have a lot of traffic that comes through Facebook as well. But those of you who are on YouTube, please hit the like button. It helps so much because we can start to monetize this at 500 subscribers. We're picking up about 5 to 7 new ones a day at this point. We're now at 433. 500, you can start to monetize this. So show us some love, hit the like button, and let people know. One of the best comments that we had yesterday, Joe, I don't know who it was, but it flashed on the screen while I was doing the show, and I didn't address it. But to the person who said, I cannot believe I found Jimenez doing a show. This is a guy who listened to my old radio show at a radio station here in town and saw that I got let go and didn't realize that I was doing a podcast with Joe.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I'm so glad that I saw this. I found this. It's because YouTube, because of the love that we're getting on YouTube, is starting to recommend us. This guy probably went on YouTube, was scrolling through and goes, crap, that's Jimenez.
Yeah. I
know that idiot. I know that Holmes Husky, that Texas State Bobcat, that UTSA Roadrunner. I know that guy. But it's been a great ride so far. The idea is to make this a network. We have a new show starting on August 6th called The Fantasy Gods. Brandon Medina and I used to do that show here on the radio here a few years ago. We did it for 2 seasons. It was very, very well done. And we had such a dedicated following to that show. We're going to start that up on August 6th from 11 to noon. Brandon Medina, that's his show. That's going to be, I'll be there as well, but that's going to be his show to drive. And we'll talk about gambling. We'll talk about how to set your lineup, how to do your draft, whether it be a snake draft or whether it be an auction league or a keeper league. We're going to get into all of that, get you ready for your fantasy football draft, and then expand this show after that to a 2-hour show. And then we're in conversations right now with companies about sponsorships. If you own a company or know somebody who does, hey, show us some love. Say, hey, have you ever thought about maybe doing some advertising? like Cynthia J. Sanchez from J. Parr Real Estate. Would you be willing to do advertising on this show? Because this show is only going to get bigger because, my goodness, when football season starts, week 1 of the NFL, when it comes to the NBA starting in mid-October, preseason games in early October, when it comes to UT football, A&M football, UTSA football, San Antonio FC trying to defend its title, all of that going on, it's a damn shame that there's no local programming on San Antonio Sports Star or Ticket 760 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Damn shame. Should be ashamed of yourselves because there's a desire for that. Cowboy fans need someplace to go during the lunch hour.
Yeah, UTSA,
UTSA fan, UIW. There you go.
Even St. Mary's, St. Mary's has a baseball team that doesn't get any love.
Yeah, the Missions don't get love. They're making the playoffs. So again, this is going to expand. We're going to do more. People are asking the question, Daniel Castro, how do I reach out? Reach out to me on Twitter, DM me. I'm at MJ Acquired Taste. Reach out to me. MCS ready to sponsor. Let's go. Let's make this happen. Leha, I'm going to reach out to you after the show. Promise you I will. Let's make this happen because the more love that Joe and I get, I hate to say it this way, but your wife is going to want you to a little something for the effort. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you got to pay for these ring lights.
We got to keep the lights on. But no, in actuality, the more sponsorships we get, the longer we can run. And eventually the hope is I can actually start to think about quitting my day job and make this my full-time job.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
It would be.
Wouldn't that be interesting if this actually becomes a true network where it's going cover to cover, where it's going from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's not inconceivable. It really isn't, because the appetite for people to do things is changing. And I think being let go from San Antonio Sports Star might have actually been the best thing in the world for me, because it connected me with you in a bigger way. But beyond that, what I'm doing, what you're doing, what Mike Taylor and Puma are doing, it's fascinating because I think we are on the right track. I think what's going on the radio right now is so antiquated.
Yeah, it's a movement.
This is a movement. And those of you who are watching right now, who like Bones and Chris and Harry and Mario and Daniel and all of you guys, Matt,
Angel,
Tim, all these people who are leaving, Aguilar, Gilberto, all these people who are leaving comments right now, you are the backbone of this show. I need you to get us 10 more subscribers on YouTube. Yeah. Talk to your friends. Let them know.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Okay. And we might be spreading the word in a different way, because I posted on Twitter earlier today that I kind of feel that Twitter is the Titanic and it hit the iceberg yesterday.
The iceberg was Elon Musk.
Well, no, no. To take that back, he was the bearded. Elon Musk was the bearded guy.
He's the captain
of the Titanic. Mark Zuckerberg was the iceberg. Iceberg straight ahead, and Elon Musk, thumb up his ass, did nothing about it.
I'm unsinkable.
Yes, I'm unsinkable. Ran into Zuckerberg, and Zuckerberg unveiled yesterday, or in the past 36 hours, Threads.
Instagram Threads.
And I will say this, Twitter's dying.
Well, here's a number I'm going to throw at you. It was interesting to me. I think it was, I forgot who it was. I think it was Publicity or something like that on Instagram. And they kind of do a whole bunch of random posts. But one of the posts caught my eye because they were showing who was the quickest to get 1.5 million subscribers to their platform the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, the runner-up here is ChatGPT. It took them 5 hours to get 1.5 million subscribers. However, the reigning champion right now is Instagram Threads. It took them 1 hour to get 1.5 million subscribers.
Yeah, we need to talk about this because there are people who are listening right now, who are driving around, who are having their lunch break going, what the hell are you talking about when it comes to Threads? Someone asked earlier if I'm on it and what is my handle. My handle is MJIM1313. The numerals 1313. So it's MJIM1313. So I posted something on Facebook earlier today. It kind of pissed some people off, but that just is what it is. I tend to do that. I post this on Facebook, not so much on my Twitter account. But I said, let me make sure I got this timeline correct. Elon Musk and his people buy Twitter for $44 billion, allowed hate speech back on the site, fired thousands of workers, including the ones who created Twitter. This was 8 months ago when he bought it.
Yeah.
Twitter then banned journalists from the site, from the New York Times, Washington Post, anybody who would go against him. He was out there targeting. Musk then limited the number of tweets people could view daily, pissing off advertisers because advertisers want you on Twitter. Musk then goes on a full-on cash grab, trying to force people to pay for a blue check mark, saying, oh, well, I'm doing this for your safety. No, it was a cash grab.
He charges the regular person $8, but if you're a business, you get charged thousands of dollars per month to have the gold check mark.
Okay, I wasn't even aware of that.
That's crazy.
So here's the thing. The people that Musk fired then went to Instagram, and Instagram saying, well, we didn't use those people to create it. I don't believe any of that. Okay. Obviously the intellectual property went over there. The people who created it, all of a sudden within a matter of weeks, were able to kind of put together threads, and 50 million people joined in about 30 hours.
That's crazy.
50 million. Here's the weird thing about it. Okay. So this is the competitor to Twitter, and I'm a big fan of Twitter in the sense that I enjoy the interaction of it all.
The simplicity of it.
I have seen others that are out there. I know some that are far right, like Parler,
Mastodon.
There's a lefty one as well. And did Elon Musk go after any of these people? No, he didn't. Why? Because he knew that they would not succeed, that no one would give two craps. Someone would sign up and then just never use it. The second that Instagram, which is owned by Facebook and partnership with Meta, the second that they dropped theirs, started to sue. Cease and desist. Sorry, man. Train's already left the station. You are screwed. And I'm going to tell you why it's screwed, by the way. I'm going to tell you why it's screwed. By the way, Twitter's valuation, according to Fidelity Investments, has gone from $44 billion. And Musk has admitted that he overpaid, but he wanted Twitter so badly. $44 billion, it's now worth $15 billion.
Jeez.
The stake that he put in there has gone from $27 billion down to just over $8 billion. Why is this so? Well, Twitter right now has just under 400 million users worldwide. 400 million, right? It's like 390 something. That is less than what it was 8 months ago when he took over. People got ticked off and moved on. The weird thing about it, though, is that only 20% of people create the vast majority of the Twitter content out there. So 4 out of 5 people who are on Twitter, quote unquote, either do it just to view, do it just to hit likes, or don't use it at all. Meantime, I had this debate with somebody early today about, well, did Threads really sign 50 million people, or did they migrate them over? Who gives a damn? It's like tomato, it's the same damn thing.
Here's the thing, too. If you want to be part of Threads, you actually have to download a separate app, not just Instagram. So it's kind of hard to migrate somebody over when they actually have to physically do something.
That's a great point. And by the way, how many people use Instagram?
Millions. I'd say billions of people.
2.35 billion. Yeah. 2.35 billion. If 1 out of 7 people who have Instagram sign up for Threads, it will be more users than Twitter. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to work. And by the way, as someone just mentioned, Harry reaches out to us on YouTube, says Threads is still unfinished. The reason why it's going to work is this. When I go onto Twitter, and do you notice that sometimes you see people that you follow, and then you see what other people have liked? And sometimes you see things that people have liked, whether it be politics or it be, just something that you don't want to see. And all of a sudden it shows up on your feed because someone else liked it, right?
Yeah.
The way that Threads is working is that the only thing that you're going to see on the feed are the people that follow you or that you follow. So I'm not going to see the political crap I don't want to see.
Yeah, none of the nonsense.
I'm not going to see the nonsense. All the noise that we get spammed with on Twitter or whatnot. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, people can repost things on there, and it's a little bit more difficult to navigate when it comes to it all because Twitter seems to be a little bit more user-friendly, but Threads isn't that bad. It's just one of those things that I just got to get used to it. I just have to get used to it. But there's an actress that I really like, Melissa Fumero, who is from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's also on the show Blockbuster on Netflix, right?
Okay.
And she made a comment earlier today about how she loved Threads because it was quiet and peaceful, and she didn't see anything she didn't want to see. All she saw were the people that she follows.
It's kind of going back to the infancy of what used to be social media, where you would only really see anything that your circle of friends were posting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going on Threads right now, right? I just logged on. Here are the first 20 things that I see. RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys talking about his dog. I follow RJ Ochoa. I love Blogging the Boys. He's a friend. ESPN saying Wemby will suit up for the Spurs tonight. The Saints, I'm a New Orleans Saints fans, having an update on one of their players. Okay. There's dad jokes because I follow dad jokes. Axios talking about an article involving politics, but I subscribe to that. There's an Instagram hottie that I subscribe to, so I will pass through that. My friends,
let's show that on screen.
Oh yeah, this is the one that what's his face? Des Bryant got in trouble for because he followed the hot mom from Dallas.
Oh yeah,
named Texas Thighs.
Yep,
okay, she posted a photo, right? So I will say that yes, okay, I subscribe to her. My friend's fiance with a meme, right? Middle Class Fancy is on there. So the people that I'm following are what's there. And there's a photo of Mark Zuckerberg looking through a window saying, "Y'all better not be tweeting."
Have you seen the parody that is on? It's on Twitter, and it's hilarious because somebody made a parody of Elon Musk.
Yeah,
and they call Mark Zuckerberg Lizard Boy. It goes, Lizard Boy had to copy and paste me.
Yeah. Who's gonna? I mean, Diana Rossini, Bleacher Report. So the things that I like, Maddie Sky saying "Game Day, Bala, Game Day," jokes and memes and Barstool Sports, HEB. The things that I subscribe to, San Antonio Missions on Threads. The things that I subscribe to are on there, so I don't get to see all the shit that people want to spam us with, and it is a more fun experience to go on Threads than it is Twitter or that it is Facebook. And then you can actually post something. I posted video of our show yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that
on Threads.
Yeah.
And that's a different platform for us to go on. I will say this. I use the analogy of, I think it was Captain Smith on the Titanic, right? Yeah. That's Elon Musk. Elon Musk pissed off people because he pissed off the advertisers. Advertising is down 50% on Twitter. Why? Because he's a jackass and very few people like him.
And he fired most of his staff.
He fired the staff. And there are people out there who are like, oh, that's so great. He's a billionaire. That's why he's a success. Got to trim the fat and all that stuff. No, what he did, he messed up Twitter.
He's a dumbass.
And now Twitter cannot turn back around. You cannot turn that ship fast enough. Twitter is dying right now. It died yesterday. We just don't know it. It's one of those things where it's on life support.
It died last year.
What, in August when he bought it?
Yeah, it died.
Or October
when he fired all that staff, and that staff, we don't know what they were working on behind the scenes to go ahead and improve Twitter and the overall experience. He fired everyone and just kept a few people riding the ship, and now you're seeing the aftermath of that because there's no innovation.
Great comments coming in right now. Harry says Threads needs a web version outside the app. Good point. I mean, I can see that. Matt Larimer reached out saying Threads is pretty nice, not going to lie. Manuel Gonzalez saying, is it the one that says an Instagram app? Yes, it is, because Mark Zuckerberg has entered our life all over again. Remember, Facebook is for old people. We're gonna go over to. I mean, think about Mark Zuckerberg, by the way. And by the way, The Social Network is probably the best movie of the 21st century. I don't know how accurate it is. Maybe it's like Flamin' Hot and the Hot Cheetos. It's all bullshit anyway. But I will say this. The genius that he is. Let's talk about the genius of like the two that we're talking about here. We talk about Elon Musk and we talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Elon Musk came from money. So from somebody who came from money, who got more money, not impressed with. Okay, that's just, they say the hardest million to make is the first million, right? Mark Zuckerberg didn't necessarily come from money. Now, he did go to Harvard, dropped out, but he created something from nothing. Elon Musk doesn't create shit. He doesn't create anything, and people just fawn all over him. He's going to get us to Mars. Who cares? Okay, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But still, it's not him doing the work. He's not the one building the rocket.
His staffers.
He bought Tesla. He didn't create Tesla. He bought Tesla. He has not done anything with his life other than throw money at things. Mark Zuckerberg did the actual programming for Facebook. And then Facebook goes public, launches off, spins off, pivots, does Instagram, right? Because, okay, only old people are doing Facebook, right? Only old people do Facebook. You got to be over 40 to be on Facebook. Anybody Gen Z right now looks at Facebook and just throws the middle finger at it, right? But then you go on to Instagram, and then he did that. And then what happened? The competitor came, TikTok. And I love me some TikTok. I do. I love me some TikTok.
That's just mindless fun.
It is mindless fun. It is comedy. It is just the artistry that is that.
It's kind of the harken back to Vine from way back in the day.
It is. It is. And Facebook was kind of a throwback to MySpace, just upgraded.
Yeah.
But then you go back and he goes, okay, we got that. We got to do Reels now. So suddenly they gave you TikTok Lite on Instagram. But I was still thinking, Zuck is done, man. Zuck is done. He's making a lot of money on ad revenue and all that stuff. Great. But he's done. And then he comes back and does a clone of Twitter where it trims the fat being all the garbage you don't want to see anyway.
He does it better than Elon.
He did it better than the original creators of Twitter. Oh my God. Threads is nice, man. Threads is nice. I'm going on there and I'm just fun because I'm gonna go on on Twitter right now, right? I see somebody posting something about Rudy Giuliani. I see Dan Le Batard's show. I'm fine. We've got people saying that Victor Wembanyama is overrated. Another story from Ken's Five, so I'll take that one. But then you go through it all, and then all of a sudden, why do I care about this particular celebrity from the New York Post? I don't follow the New York Post. Why is it there? It's because somebody else retweeted it, right? But the great thing about it all is this. Bottom line is this, is that Threads is basically a more fun version of Twitter. And if you want to follow me on it, I'm at MJIM1313. Matt Lerma, Zuck just went from trying to rank hot girls at Harvard to billion-dollar corporation. Not too bad if I say so myself. That is the hot or not. Hot or not was a thing back in the day, man. I mean, very chauvinist.
Yeah.
I mean, you would rank people. People would post photos of women from college and need to go 1 through 10. You know, which one would you, what number would you do?
I mean, who doesn't want to do that with your guys when you're having a few slamming a few
Yeah,
down?
I will admit, dude,
my
my mid to late 20s, I was on Hot or Not, just laughing my ass off at that.
Yeah.
Laughing my ass off of that. But again, Threads is now readily available. And probably in this 6-minute conversation that we've had, they've probably signed up about 10 million more people. The original social media, according to Rudolph Gonzalez, is the original social media was a slam book that you pass around in school. The burn book from Mean Girls. That's what it is. By the way, Josh Allen, quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, his girlfriend's going to be in town. See the photos on TMZ this morning?
Wow.
Making out with Haley Steinfeld, the actress, the actress, the singer. She's in one of those Marvel type TV shows.
Oh yeah, she was in Hawkeye.
She's in Hawkeye. I remember her from the Pitch Perfect 2 and 3 movies. She's very
Bumblebee?
talented.
She starred in Bumblebee.
She was in Bumblebee. That's right. There's photos of her canoodling with Josh Allen. They're about the same age. They look cute together. She's going to be in San Antonio for that event you're going to tomorrow.
The superhero comic car and comic show.
Yes, over at the Freeman Coliseum, which I believe begins today.
Yeah, it starts today.
And so she was vacationing in Mexico. So apparently she's just taking that 2.5 hour flight to San Antonio to sign autographs and to take photos. I think the photos I saw for her were like $175 to take a photo with her.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit more with like Brie Larson. She's going to be here. She was charging somewhere in the neighborhood of like $250. So you got to have some steep pockets to take pictures with some of these celebrities. You know, I really don't care. You know, I'll go and walk down Celebrity Row and I'll just say, "Hey, I saw him. Cool." Save myself $150.
Selfie. Selfie from behind. That's him 18 feet away.
Yeah.
That
I saved myself $150.
Now, who are the celebrities? For those of you who are following right now on YouTube, who is the celebrity that you would pay $200 for a pic with? Okay. Because, I mean, is it going to be like my favorite actor or my favorite actress? $200? If it went to charity, I would, but it's going into their back pocket. You know, they're getting a percentage. Whoever's throwing the event's going to get a percentage. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that they get 70 to 75% of what's there.
Oh,
right?
they're getting a kickback.
So they're getting $150, right? Each smile, right? So let's say they process. I mean, let's do the math. Let's say they do 20 photos in an hour.
Oh, I would say in an hour, but I think they have like 4-hour slots that they're going to be there. So technically they would look to be doing about maybe 150 autographs.
Okay. So that's about $20,000 for the day.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Social Network earlier. Andrew Garfield from the Social Network is actually going to be one of the actors that's there. Underneath the Banner of Heaven was a show that he did on Hulu last year. It was a 1-season thing. It was kind of, it's basically a mini series. It was very, very good. Andrew Garfield is an actor that bats 1,000 for me. There has never been anything that I've seen of him that I didn't like. But I asked the question, who would you want to have $200, spend $200 on a photo with? Harry says nobody. No Joe says Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay.
Hey, man, 1998 call. Said good call. Speaking of 1998, Rudolph Gonzalez saying Jennifer Aniston. She's still beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, and Mario reached out saying that Tony Parker is going to be there today. I think he's there for the whole weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Photos with him, though, if I'm not mistaken, $75. You know, hometown discount for Tony Parker, $75.
Oh, no, they're charging $90 for TP.
Oh, is it 90? I knew it was under $100. But
you think he's snobbish and he'd be like, "Do not touch me."
Well, if you're a guy, but if you're a girl, he's slipping you his phone number.
Oh, man.
Tony Parker's got the dog in him. We all have that douchebag friend. You know, he's our douchebag. It is what it is. You know what went down with Brent Barry. You know, and the wife, whatever. We know what went down. He's our douchebag. You know, we'll be friends with him. We'll love him. Just don't date our daughters and don't look at our wife.
Story about Tony Parker from back in the day, man. This was funny.
Bring it.
When they had 99.5 Kids back in the day, Lyle and Han show. So they had a catchphrase of the week, right? Mm-hmm. And this was before the advent of, you know, smartphones. It was just a regular old phone. You're lucky if you had a mic on there to record anything, right? So somebody that worked near River Center said that Tony Parker pulled up to a bar. He looked disheveled and upset, and the bartender just kept bringing drinks for him. He said he was there for about 2 hours. Then all of a sudden, Eva Longoria shows up with Eva Mendes. This is when she was married to him, and they were shopping. And she goes, "Look, Tony, look who I brought." And he looked at him straight in the face, and he says, in his French accent, "I don't like that beach." And that was the catchphrase of the week.
First of all, Eva Longoria is a San Antonio treasure. Okay. Eva Mendes was number 1 on my list of my celebrity crushes for the better part of about 10 years. Okay. Ever since Training Day, or I think she was in that movie all the way through.
Yeah.
Mario reaching out saying, Margot Robbie, I'll give her my entire check.
Oh my God.
But at the San Antonio, the Thomas J. Henry Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show 2023, which begins today, runs through the 9th. People who are going to be there include Emilia Clarke, Kit Harington, Katie Sackhoff, Haley Steinfeld, Brie Larson, Andrew Garfield, Elizabeth Olsen, and many, many, many more people. It's got some people from the WWE. Got comedian John O'Hurley. Remember him from Seinfeld back in the day. Lots of people out there. Tony Parker is going to be out there. Actually, I'm looking at Tony Parker. He will only be there on Sunday. Haley Steinfeld will be there tomorrow and Sunday. Andrew Garfield tomorrow and Sunday. Emilia Clarke, she's beautiful, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Is here today. Batting 1,000. Andrew Garfield. He's my guy. Like, I love everything that he does.
You going to fork over the money to take a picture?
$200, no. But there was a Comic-Con that I was looking at going to, and it was very similar to this. I don't know if it was a Comic-Con, but it was like a celebrity thing.
Yeah.
My wife, if I had said, okay, $200 for a Ben Affleck photo, she would have done. Ben Affleck is my wife's celebrity crush. One of the three. She has Ben Affleck. She has John Hamm. And those are the top two. So whenever people give me crap about, oh, Jimenez, why are you talking about celebrity crushes? Well, my wife has them too. It's just, it's silly that people don't want to talk about things like that because they do think that, they do think that. I was watching Modern Family all past 3 months or so. I'd never watched it before. I watched all 11 seasons. I'm now going through it again a second time. Claire Dunphy. Good Lord. She does it for me, my man. It's not Haley. It's not Alex, and it's not Gloria. Claire Dunphy does it for me. Scarlett Johansson, though, that might be worth $200. She's smoking. She is smoking hot. But again, this weekend, you got any big plans this weekend, Joe?
No, man. I'm probably just going to wind up just kicking back here and cleaning the pool out, getting it ready for our pool episode.
Explain to people what the pool episode is going to be, because you keep explaining it to me, and like an idiot, I just smile and go, okay. You want me to do a show, where as opposed to me being at this nice table with my laptop out, you want me floating in the pool.
Floating with the panza out and everything, dude.
Oh, I don't know about panza. I'm going to do Marbach Ingram Road t-shirt on.
Hey, but we're gonna have a floating ice chest with a little something in there for you to sip on while you're doing the show.
Are we gonna have a guest?
You could possibly have a guest.
Oh, dude,
we can have a guest
just floating in the water,
talking sports and whatever the hell else you want to talk about. And for your backdrop, you're gonna have an inflatable rainbow that has clouds for the feet, and we have a big unicorn for you.
Nice.
So we're going to go all in on this one. This is going to be a fun episode.
Yeah, this will either be amazing or a complete disaster.
Either way, it's going to be fun.
No, my weekend is tonight going to be watching Wemby over there in Las Vegas. Going to watch that. I mean, I'm going to be focused on what Wemby is doing. Saturday and Sunday, I'm just going to do what my wife tells me to do. Just going to be completely honest with you.
Mario Cavazos, man after my own heart. He's saying, just like from the old Lyle and Han show, it's Friday and we don't give a damn.
It's been one of those weeks though that I didn't feel like it was an actual work week, because you had the 4th of July smack dab in the middle of it. It just made it different. By the way, whoever was popping fireworks in my neighborhood yesterday at 11:30 at night out of nowhere, screw you. But again, the big news for today, the security staffer of the San Antonio Spurs, who was accused of assaulting Britney Spears, will not face any charges, according to TMZ Sports. Apparently, police looked into it, didn't see anything wrong. No charges to be filed against that person, no matter what Britney Spears says. Britney Spears was apparently saying that she wanted a photo with Victor Wembanyama. She says that she tapped him on the shoulder, tapped him on the back, and he's like, no, she grabbed me. Is what he said. So, for what it's worth, she wanted an apology. She never got one. She's not going to get one.
Look at this. Harry Austin says, "Don't forget, SAFC plays tonight at Memphis."
Yeah, they got to bounce
7:30.
They got to bounce back, man. They got to bounce back. Well, they've done. They're playing up and down.
Yeah, they got to get some points, man.
Yeah, they have that hangover, that championship hangover type of thing going on.
Yeah, it's just been very inconsistent play, a lot of mistakes. Hopefully they can figure some things out.
But this has been fun. I want to say thank you again to our sponsor, Cynthia J. Sanchez of JPAR Real Estate. Again, she's offering a 1-year warranty if you purchase a home through her, up to a $600 value there. Again, you have a major appliance that breaks down, AC, dishwasher, something like that that breaks down due to wear and tear. It could be covered through this warranty, but you have to purchase a home through her. Again, JPAR Real Estate, Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748, 210-273-0748. And again, if you're worried about interest rates, don't worry. She has home builders, brand new home that you can get at a very, very low interest rate. Even though it's going up for 7-8% now, she can get it for a lot less than that because of in-house lending. Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. And did I forget to mention the fact that she says some of these home builders are doing this with no closing costs?
That's huge, man. Closing costs are quite expensive.
They got to do something. Also, subscribe to Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs. Again, Jeff G. Spurs Zone, having articles right now on Twitter about the fact that Victor Wembanyama's debut is tonight. People scamming other people about the rookie cards for Victor Wembanyama. Lots going on. And by the way, I asked Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, do you have a Thread account? And you know what? He does. I'm going to give it to you right now. His Thread account it's different.
Really?
It's different. He went with a different name. Let's see here. It's loading up on my phone right here. You look him up as Star Spurs 2000. Star Spurs 2000. That's what Jeff Garcia is. I'm at MJIM1313. Do you have a Thread?
Yeah, I do. Two Shots Podcast. I just migrated over my Instagram.
There you go. Migrate, sign up. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Twitter's dead. We're going to have Spurs Twitter migrate over to Spurs Threads. That's what's going to end up happening. So great. Again, Harry Austin reaching out to us again saying, don't forget, SAFC plays Memphis tonight at 7:30. Spurs take the court at 8 p.m. tonight. Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. Huge, huge game. Again, it's only a summer league game, but all eyes are on Victor Wembanyama. Cannot wait for tonight. And then again, that Comic-Con thing going on at the Freeman Coliseum, the Thomas J. Henry Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show 2023, taking place today through Sunday, Freeman Coliseum. Doors open 10:30 Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Closes early on Sunday, but goes until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So I might do that. And
Come on over.
And I might go to a Paramore concert this weekend.
There you go,
in Austin.
man.
Might. But this has been fun. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope everyone has a fantastic and a safe weekend. If you haven't subscribed to this podcast, the Acquired Taste podcast, please do so. Spread the word because we need more subscribers. We're inching closer and closer to 500. Hit the like button before you go. This has been fun. Everyone have a safe weekend. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Acquired Taste podcast. Have a great weekend.